Coming up on Ag Week TV, we'll take you to one of the biggest outdoor farm shows in the region and hear what producers at Dakotafest are talking about. We'll see where soybean growers could be looking at record yields.
Public art is illustrating the revitalization of a South Dakota town.
And we'll meet a man taking on a major cross-country journey the way our ancestors might have done it. Welcome to Ag Week TV. I'm Rose Dunn. This week we take you to one of the largest outdoor farm shows in the Northern Plains, Dakotafest in Mitchell, South Dakota. Our Michelle Rook is there and is bringing us lots of news from the event.
Rose, Dakotafest is more than just a show where producers come to kick tires. It's a unique blend of more than 500 crop and livestock exhibits, livestock demos, and educational seminars. Farmers and ranchers here at the show are getting ready for the upcoming harvest 2019 calving season and talking about top-of-mind issues like the Farm Bill and trade. And it was an active week on the trade front. The U.S. and Mexico held talks and are close to an agreement, but must now bring Canada in before a deal can be finalized. Low-level talks between the U.S. and China took place with no major progress, while another $16 billion of U.S. tariffs took effect, with China responding in kind. And USDA announced the details of its $12 billion trade aid package with some large soybean payments. Implementation begins September 4th. Well, trade is one of the many issues that farmers are talking about here at Dakotafest. Joining us is American Farm Bureau Federation President Zippy Duval. First of all, congratulations on 5 years of Farm Bureau owning this show.
Well, thank you. We're real excited about being here, and this is a way for us, a different way for us to approach our mission at American Farm Bureau, and that's to help our farmers and ranchers back on the farm do their job better so that they can be more successful.
Farmers have said they want trade, not aid, and that some of this $12 billion compensation package would be better off being used in the Farm Bill.
Well, you know, I think the president has made a commitment, and what they've communicated to me is we said we're going to stand behind our farmers. We know that the rhetoric and the tweets have affected the markets, so we're going to stand behind them and try to give them some support. And of course, it just depends on what commodity is, how much they've been affected, and how they deliver that aid is going to be very interesting, and we're looking forward to seeing those details.
Farm Bill will be the next thing the conference committee is really going to dig into, isn't it?
You know, they're already doing that, and we've already confirmed that there's been several titles already been agreed on by staff of both House and Senate. So they've made some really leaps and bounds forward, and now they're getting down to the very difficult titles, which would be nutrition and conservation, and hopefully we can get through those. I think the Farm Bill is something Congress could deliver and deliver it on time, and it would be a huge plus for us to have that certainty how we go into the next crop. And I think Congress wants to deliver that on time, and I'm hopeful that they'll do that.
Thanks so much for the update today on issues back in the Capitol. Dakotafest, unlike many other ag shows, has a real emphasis on cattle and the livestock industry with many seminars and livestock demos. Mikkel Pates caught up with some producers to see what's on their minds.
Michelle, we talked to several people in the livestock industry to see what's on their mind here at Dakotafest.
Well, with our trade issues, if we could get them resolved, that'd be the major thing. For us, to make money in the cattle industry, you have to produce cattle with nothing, you know, poor rangeland, ditch hay, poor corn silage or something like that. Because if you're going to purchase all your inputs, there's very little margin.
The tariff thing and the NAFTA thing, all that stuff gets straightened out, would be, at least you'd be able to know where we're going in the future instead of having every day you wonder what's going to happen next.
My main concern would be they should put the cool back on. The origin labeling is my big deal. We had better prices then than we do now. I think they'd buy more meat if they knew where it was coming from.
Guys are kind of concerned with some of the trade deals going on. Uncertainty would probably be the word I would use. A lot of guys just aren't sure what the markets are doing here.
The commodity prices are very low right now, you know, with the tariffs and everything. It's a big issue. But we have confidence that it will turn around.
So while people are interested in the big picture issues in the industry, they're most focused on what's going on at home. Michelle?
Livestock producers in southwestern Minnesota are getting some welcome assistance. USDA has approved 6 counties for emergency haying and grazing of Conservation Reserve Program acres due to heavy rains and flooding this spring.
There's only so much hay to go around sometimes, and we know that we have been in the tight forage market, so I think what we can, every little bit helps.
The counties affected include Cottonwood, Nobles, Jackson, Lyon, Murray, and Yellow Medicine. With the rising prices for hay, this will benefit producers in those counties. When we return on AgweekTV from Dakotafest in Mitchell, South Dakota, we'll have an update on Iowa crop potential as well as this week's market analysis.
When harvest comes around, time is precious and you don't have a moment to waste. North Star Ag offers the Loftness GrainLogix Grain Bag Loader to deliver versatile grain storage performance load after load. Loftness's user-friendly grain baggers are easy to load and unload, perfect to get your harvest in the bag. North Star Ag also sells a variety of Valmar spreaders, the leader in air boom delivery, and is a full-service Meridian hopper bin dealer. Visit NorthstarAg.com to see our complete new and used equipment inventory or give us a call.
Small or large, Superior Grain Equipment has a storage solution for you with a wide variety of bin options and accessories, along with site planning and superior customer service. Plus, from top to bottom, we offer the industry's best bins and warranties to protect your products and your grain storage investment. Get superior quality, protection, and reliability with generations of experience and dependability. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Giving farmers access to data from the elevator right in their pocket, helping them make better decisions. No more keeping track of paper scale tickets. Innovation. It's always been a part of the farming culture. Integrating directly with elevators to give growers real-time information, all through a mobile app. Your elevator, powered by Bushel.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com. AgweekTV, presented by Kaler Farms.
In the August crop production report, USDA pegged corn yields in Iowa at 202 bushels per acre. That's unchanged from last year, but they raised soybean yields to 59 bushels per acre versus 56.5 last year. So is the record crop really out there? We talked to producers in Northwest Iowa to find out. Despite some weather challenges, farmers were optimistic about yield potential in Northwest Iowa.
I think we're looking at probably in the top 2 or 3 corn crops that we've seen in the last few years, and I think beans are going to surprise us in a very positive way as well.
The question mark with corn is, did the crop get pushed too fast with growing to gray units well ahead of normal?
Last I checked, we were right around 300 ahead, so pretty far considering what we started out with.
Roger Wilcox isn't concerned as a yield check on his farm shows no tip back and good kernel depth.
We got the pollination quickly, but after pollination, we really had ideal weather for fill.
However, there are some pockets that have turned dry, shaving production.
We're farming some bottom ground that looks really well this year. It's going to be in that 250 range, we're guessing. We've got some hill ground that's missing some of those rains. It's probably going to be, 170, 180.
Soybean yields are tougher to estimate with variability in fields tied to areas that were too wet to start the season.
It's going to vary from zeros, where we've had hail and drowned out spots, to we're going to see 80 bushel beans on the monitor for a while.
Yet Susie says pod counts are above last year, so he's optimistic about higher yields.
I think if you're typically in the 65 to 70 bushel range on your farm, you could probably be looking at 75 bushel beans.
So the key now will be good August rains to finish up the crop. Joining us with market analysis is Vince Boddicker, and let's talk about the yield prospects that we have for this crop that came out of the USDA crop production report on August 10th. They're now being confirmed by the crop tours, some private analysts, and I guess how do producers become defensive here in light of that?
Well, with all the uncertainty on trade negotiation, I think you have to be somewhat defensive with the crop size, especially if you have to sell at harvest time. If you do, I think you look at the point anywhere from the 880 level on down to 850. You may want to think about buying some call options in November beans, 940, 950 area. So if you got to 905 to 940, you look at making some of those cash sales. If you're fortunate enough to get something from a trade package, compensation of $1, you're in great shape. You still have the call option to compensate you and give you the courage to sell when you get up there.
Yeah, because if we get a trade deal, you want to leave the upside open then, don't you?
Definitely. We don't know how far that will go. I think the sooner it would happen, the more punch we get out of it. The other thing, if you're one of those producers that can store your grain, I would still look at that same situation, maybe going out and looking at March or May call options. And if you got to 910 to 940 region in November, make some sales in that March, May, July futures time frame, or at cash sales at that point to try to pick up some carry charge in the market.
USDA says corn yield's going to be record as well, but we have a little different situation there because we have a supply and demand tug of war going on, right?
We do. We have great demand out there. Supply is somewhat tight, even with some increased acres next year, looking that we're going to cut carry out down. So if you get in that mid 380 time frame or price range in December, you probably want to make some defensive sales if you have to sell at harvest time.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate your time. And that's this week's market analysis. For our extended conversation, go to agweek.com. When Ag Week returns, Rose Dunn is back, and we'll show you how an elevator mural is revitalizing a rural community. Plus, we'll have your agri-weather outlook.
Micro Essentials is a premium phosphate product. It's a dry granular product. The main difference with a Micro Essentials type product is you have a homogeneous granule for the nitrogen, the sulfur, the phosphorus, and in this case, the zinc is all in one granule. If you ever have a desire or a need to learn more about what does sulfur do within a soybean plant, what does the potassium do for the corn crop, we have microessentials.com. We also have a great resource, cropnutrition.com.
If you get right down to it, what's a farmer's job? Well, farmer's job is to feed people. Farmers collectively, our job is to feed the world. At Peterson Farm Seed, we get to have a little bit bigger picture right in our region. We get to help those farmers that we work with increase their productivity, increase the yields that they get on their farms, and as a result, more people can eat.
When the water's high and your yields are low, 'cause your fields have no place for water to flow, just one call takes care of it all. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage Incorporated. Call on Field Drainage. The experts in
With the all-new GreenFit system from Reichhardt, plug and play is finally a reality when using John Deere AutoTrack guidance with existing new products like the Challenger 1000 series or all-new C-Series Rogators from Butler Machinery. GreenFit is an authorized navigation interface that utilizes the existing John Deere AutoTrack guidance system to steer most Challenger tractors and sprayers. GreenFit eliminates the worry of learning and converting to a new steering system when buying an industry-leading Challenger from Butler Machinery. Learn more about GreenFit at butlermachinery.com.
Drivers entering the tiny town of Faulkton, South Dakota are greeted by some very big art. A mural now graces the AgTegra elevator. Jenny Schlecht gives you a look at the project that has everyone talking and gawking.
Faulkton, South Dakota's slogan is, "We believe impossible." The latest impossible for this town of 700 is getting a world-renowned artist to come and paint a mural on 3 sides of the grain elevator.
You have to come and see this mural. The detail and the size of it will make you question how it's possible.
David Head is the driving force behind the mural. He's a transplant from Australia and knew of an artist there, Guido van Helten, who's done several large murals around the world. Het says it wasn't hard to convince him to take on this project.
To quote Guido, he actually said, "I really want to put a spotlight on this place just because it's a really, really good place to be and it has a lot to offer."
Het is not only a booster of public art, he's one of Faulkton's biggest cheerleaders. He's opened several businesses here, and the community hopes the mural attracts even more.
People might come here and realise that this is a great place to live and want to come and move here. There's plenty of opportunity here.
We just want people to stop, fill up with gas and get something to eat. We've got some great little shops in town that local people own and operate, and we'd really like them to just swing in and say hello.
The community has a strong history of supporting public art. You'll find other colorful murals all around town, including this one around an antique carousel.
The smiles get bigger and you get more visitors, and that's great for everybody.
Hadrick says this is now the third largest public art project in the state, behind Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. And he hopes this one continues to attract people to their town, whether it's for a few minutes or to stay and call it home.
It's pretty exciting when we think about we're working really hard on housing, business development, and art all at the same time. Just really see a really bright future for the community.
In Falkton, South Dakota, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
Jenny will have much more on the mural in the next Ag Week magazine. Brookings, South Dakota was host to the largest manure-specific expo in the country. The North American Manure Expo focused on helping farmers and applicators learn how to manage manure as a resource and an asset, especially with the growing livestock production in the region.
We want to take advantage of every nutrient that we can, and manure plays an important role in nutrient management.
The expo featured field demos showcasing the various types of manure spreaders and equipment.
Some of these new ones with the GPS technology, the rate controllers, they can fine-tune their application to put on exactly what the crop needs.
He says that helps protect the water and other natural resources. The expo drew participants from 5 states. It's starting to feel just a bit more like fall. Here's John with our agri-weather outlook.
Weather portion of Ag Week. Now we're at that interesting junction here at the end of the summer where small grain harvest is trying to get wrapped up. At the same time, row crops have needs. It include the need for rain. So depending on your activity, you may either not want rain desperately or want rain desperately. Well, the weather itself is undergoing a bit of a changing weather pattern, which suggests there will be continued threat for unsettled conditions across the area. Don't be fooled by cool weather into the northern plains early this week. Warmer weather is coming back, and the transition will yield chances for storms. It's the when and the where that is, of course, the tricky part of the forecast. And as we move into the first part of September, I'm not saying it's heat waves, but some pretty warm weather will be setting up in many areas of the United States, especially central and east. The jet stream is beginning to reveal the effects of this troughing out west. A lot of the Pacific Northwest smoke is going to get cleared out a little bit this week, and the warm weather will be building up in the east. Hot and humid temperatures, upper 80s to upper 90s throughout much of this bright red area. Still going to be fairly warm back into the upper Midwest and Great Lakes by midweek, and some of that will get pulled back into the northern plains as we approach the Labor Day weekend. In fact, we'll be setting up a situation where it's quite cool in central Canada, quite warm in the central part of the United States. As we move toward next week, after Labor Day, it will continue to be fairly warm in the central and eastern U.S., and we'll continue to look at much cooler weather up north. So in this transition, with jet streams going southwest to northeast, there will be occasional scattered stormy periods across the northern plains. And in particular, as we head toward Labor Day weekend and into that first full week of September, there will be some opportunities to see some areas of perhaps moderate to significant rainfall in some parts of the northern plains. And what of the tropics? Not many hurricanes yet.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
Dakota Prairie Lodge presents Farm to Table Dinner, August 30th, 2018. A 5-course dinner by Chef Steve Scholes with local beer and special guests from the agriculture community, showcasing the products of area agriculture. With support of Ag Week and Common Ground, join us for the unique dining experience. For more information and reservations, visit cdplodge.com/events.
Advanced Grain Handling is your regional dealer for grain handler dryers, bins, and accessories. With Grain Handler's continuous mixed flow drying systems, you're capable of high levels of grain dryer efficiency on all types of grain, including seed grain. Advanced Grain Handling also carries West Steel's quality stainless steel products for on-farm and commercial grain storage solutions. Advanced Grain Handling has licensed and trained service techs and a licensed electrical shop. Get a hold of Chad Kylo to find the perfect solution for your farm.
Dig, lay, and bury drain tile all in one pass with the Crary Tile Pro Plow. The Crary Tile Pro Plow lays tile up to 7 feet deep with boot sizes of 4 to 12 inches. Advantages of installing drain tile to your field provides increased overall yield, improved soil moisture levels, and controls soil erosion. It pays to tile with a Crary Tile Pro. To locate a dealer near you, visit www.crarytilepro.com.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models. With over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
Peterson Farm Seed's annual Field Day is coming up on Thursday, September 6th. You'll have the chance to see the latest ag technology in action. Michelle Rook has a preview.
Joining us here from Peterson Farm Seed, Nolan Berg and Adam Spellhag. And Adam, talk about your field day. You're going to be showcasing some new technology and traits, right?
Yeah, we have a pretty wide variety of the new genetics and new traits that are coming, both in corn and soybeans. It's kind of exciting to have Enlist, the Liberty Link GT27 new trait that has been approved this summer, and then still with our Extend and Liberty and Roundup 2 genetics, as you can see in the background.
And what about some of the agronomic trials that you're running out here?
Yeah, we've had a long-term study on a lot of agronomy trials, from planting date, population, speed. A lot of those things we'll be covering both on corn and soybeans. Some of the new precision planting, down pressure technology we'll be talking about. So that good agronomic practices to help raise yields.
And Nolan, technology, that's where it's at, and talk about some of the things that you're going to be doing out here in terms of drone technology that's helping producers in their operations.
Yeah, so we're going to have a technology tent, and we're going to showcase how we're utilizing drone technology on Carl's farm and how growers could use it on their own. We're also going to have an autonomous grain cart here, so there's going to be a live demo of a driverless tractor pulling a grain cart through field day.
How do you think this technology, drone technology, is helping producers pull in information from their fields to make better decisions?
Yeah, it's utilizing the image that the drone can create. It's showing those areas that you're doing tests on your farm, and it's also showing those good areas and bad areas so you can regroup for next year and kind of figure out what happened this season.
And you want folks to sign up for Climate Field View when they come out here, and you have an incentive for that?
Yeah, so we're going to also be here. We'll have a tent with Field View showing all the features that you can utilize on your own farm. And the incentive is the first 20 guys to sign up for Field View will get a free iPad.
Thanks so much, Nolan. And again, the field day running September 6th from 11 to 4 here at Peterson Farm Seed.
Recently, more than 100 people attended the 5th annual Banquet in a Field at Peterson Farm Seed. It featured a gourmet meal from the farm, but host Julie Peterson says the event is expensive and time-consuming to put on. So they're looking for other ways to reach more people to talk about farming.
Well, we know that we want to continue to talk to consumers. We do think we're making a difference with conversations one at a time.
Peterson says one good way to share information is for every farmer to ask someone to ride along in their buddy seat during harvest. Banquet in a Field is put on by Common Ground ND. Still ahead on AgweekTV, we go back to Dakotafest, where Michelle talked to a former Minnesota Vikings great coming back to his farm roots.
Steffes. We have representatives everywhere. Through North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota, we can find a buyer for what you are selling. We know how to market your farmland or equipment. Give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
DTE is your headquarters for flatbeds and service bodies for your truck. Whether you need to haul bales, heavy commercial equipment, or take every tool with you, DTE has the truck equipment you need. We have over 200 units on hand, or will custom build a flatbed or service body on your truck.
Like this Dewey's bale bed with dual lift cylinder arms. Lift, load, and handle your bales with ease.
When you need help at the farm, your business, or in the oil patch, count on DTE. DTE, let us build a truck for you.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. The future of ceramic nozzle technology is here today with the Total Ag Air Induction Turbo Nozzle, the only ceramic triple spray nozzle on the market. Works with all sprayers for better weed control and wheel tracks. Are you ready for a longer lasting sprayer nozzle? Call 701-636-4524 with a 100 nozzle order. Get free night lights or 10% off your order.
For over 40 years, Northside Implement has been your Gell and Vermeer dealer in Webster, South Dakota and Lidgerwood, North Dakota. With new equipment including feeding, grain handling, haying, and skid steer, as well as a nice selection of used equipment including sprayers, spreaders, seeding, as well as tractors and loaders. Northside Implement stands behind the equipment they sell with quality service guaranteed. See us for all your repairs and parts, from tillage to skid steer loaders to combines and everything in between. Contact Dave, Lydell, Tom, or Chris today at Northside Implement or visit our website for our complete equipment listing.
A former Minnesota Viking came back to Dakotafest and home to his rural roots. Linebacker Chad Greenway spoke to a large group of local fans. He grew up on a farm at Mount Vernon near Mitchell and attributes his work ethic on the field to what he learned on the farm.
The thing it really teaches you is that you have to have work ethic and responsibility for what really is the focus. You know, for us growing up, it was the farm. Like, you had to do the job and do it the right way. You had to get up early, you had to get the things done because it mattered, right? I mean, the farm had to continue to function, you had to live, you had to put food on the table. And for the NFL, it was about, yes, I can work hard, but I have to do it for the right reasons and be there for the team and make an impact not only myself but the teammates.
This was Greenway's first time back to Dakotafest since he was a kid. Our ancestors who settled the prairie had a long and difficult journey, and now a North Dakota man is recreating it, sort of. Scott Schlepp is attempting to travel 2,000 miles from the Canadian border to Brownsville, Texas, at the reins of a pair of spotted draft Belgians. He was inspired by the movie Unbranded, in which 4 cowboys trained and rode wild Mustangs from Mexico to Canada. He wondered if anyone in modern times had made the trip in a covered wagon. In addition to good highways, he also has a few modern conveniences like a camper and a four-wheeler.
You know, I'm taking all pavement, it's easy road. If our forefathers come from the East Coast to the West Coast, and I can't even imagine that. And there's so many sloughs like in North Dakota and gullies and ravines and stuff. I mean, I can't even imagine how they did that.
Schlepp says his journey will take about 5 months, traveling around 20 miles a day. He says he enjoys the peace and quiet and friendly people so far. He says the crops look fantastic and the farmers here seem busy. Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of AgweekTV here from Dakotafest in Mitchell. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com, or you can follow us on Twitter or Facebook. See you next week.